Hello, everyone, and welcome back. We're so excited to see you. It's been forever, it feels like. We missed you. But I have no announcements other than the fact that we've done something a little bit different here on the Nomads. During our break, we're going to invite you to take a look at our schedule, our upcoming programming, any trailers that you might have missed that might be on YouTube, or upcoming programming. So that, instead of just being the cut from the first half to the second half, will now be a nice little segue space where you guys can get up, get water, take a little intermission for yourselves, or if you're so inclined, take a listen and watch some of our upcoming trailers and look at our schedule for the upcoming weeks. But with that out of the way, I have no further delay. Let's go into the people you're actually here to see and meet our players tonight. Kura, to introduce yourself.
Hello again, everybody. I am Warren, found everywhere at The Demons Within, and I will be playing Kura tonight on our Witcher game, and I am excited to see where things will end up. Join me.
Hello, everyone. This evening, the RyssaRave will be playing Visha, a mage, an alchemist. We'll see what trouble me and my sister can get into.
Indeed, indeed. And as you can see, the twins are left unattended today. There's a reason for that we will get into very, very shortly. Thank you so much for being here. Let's jump right into today's episode of Days of Old, Lost Days. And of course, we begin each episode, as we always do, with a recap. Now, there has been a volunteer, I suppose? That's a good word.
Sort of.
Yeah, a bribe. I've bribed them.
Yes.
Visha, you've been bribed.
Right, so last we left off, and hopefully you've watched the previous episode, so I won't have to give you too much detail. We traveled quite a bit, and learned a few things about our travel companion. Nyoka the Witcher has some trauma. It seems to manifest in nightmares and pain, not just from his loss of limb, but things he's seen. There was some training. He's turned mentor for Kura, and so far has been successful on that. And I think it brings him some joy to be a teacher. However, when he's not looking, Visha tends to slip a little something into his potions that he uses to avoid pain. From there, amongst our many travels, we gained word from my protege, Valeria, that his arm was ready, and so off we went to, forgive me, and Glen, is that how you say it? In Cadwyn, to meet up with Valeria and help him gain this new limb. However, he met Geralt of Rivia there and had to settle some old debts. Unfortunately, words didn't work this time, and perhaps a battle will be ensuing, much to the chagrin of both Visha and Kura. That's about it.
Indeed, that is where we left our heroes. Now, they had traveled back to Valeria's home in Bandlin. And I'm sure there's discussion that is had with Nyoka. I'm sure that there is conversation, but what all this sums up to is Nyoka will be there tomorrow morning. That is something that he's adamant on. So, the remainder of that evening is spent fitting out his new prosthetic. He needs to essentially remove the top layers, his garments, and you see many scars. There are stories writ across his body in these scars. He's been through quite a bit, you can tell. Kura, you would know that this marks many hunts, many encounters, and perhaps many stories, if he would ever be willing to tell them. The prosthetic is a complex thing. He needs to fit a strap under his arm, over the shoulder, around the waist. It's something that he would have difficulty doing on his own. But it fits. And this all culminates where you can see the brunt of the wound, what has been covered for the most part. The arm cuts off just above the elbow. This is where it was torn from his body. And you can see the prosthetic needs a joint. It needs to be cut and carved a bit by Valaria as she makes adjustments. It's given a joint. It's given the ability to bend, and this is a very special prosthetic indeed, from what you can tell. There are runes and markings across the length of it that allow it to bend when connected to the injury, the end of his arm. You can see some discomfort as it touches on severed nerve endings. It has to be tight. And Valaria, she apologizes over and over. She tightens it up to his arm, straps down over his shoulder, his waist, and under his left arm. It's all a painful process. And again, something that he would be very remiss to do on his own. Eventually, it is tightened up, and his arm is reattached. Valaria bids him to flex his fingers. There's some confusion there, but he holds the arm out in front of him, and with a creak of some of the wood, you can see it tighten and flex almost shakily. And the runes kind of glow with each finger marked here on the wrist and then there near the elbow. It's as if it is trying to magically take a spot for his nerves. Valaria smiles and she nods. She looks pleased with her work. Yoko looks hesitant. During this evening, he just says that'll do. And she offers to take it off so that he can sleep properly. He says no, that he needs to get used to the pain. And so the evening comes and goes. Now you have rooms to yourselves here. Valaria has seen to that. Given the course of the day's events, Nyoka returns to his own room. No further words. But in this evening, before you all fall to sleep, is there anything that Kura and Visha wish to discuss?
Visha registers the pain that he is in, but for her, she sees it as like her magic. There is always a cost. The pain is his cost. Perhaps they'll be able to find something in Cadfan's tomes and scrolls that perhaps will lessen it, or maybe a transplant could be made that would be better for him, more useful. But that too will have a cost. After he goes off into his own room, I think Visha goes to Kura and asks, "Are you all right?"
I don't really see why I wouldn't be. I'm more in awe. You saw the scars, right? Not the arm, but the rest.
Yes.
Did you notice how there were none on his back?
It's very quick.
Or he's never
Perhaps.
run. Unlike me.
There are many ways to get scars on your back, and not all of them to do with running. And not hold on to that shame. It will only weigh you down.
Do you think he'll be okay tomorrow?
I have no clue. He's quite capable, but he has chosen to go against someone who is well known for their ability to survive. I sense it is something that he needs to do. This is more a matter of honor.
Yes. Is it wrong that I'm excited to see it? I'm sure it will be amazing.
I don't think there's anything wrong with wanting to see what it is you will be capable of. But let us hope that at the very least, they'll yield to each other. And then he won't have to die.
I hope so. There's no point in sitting here and dwelling on it, though.
No.
Be will be, right?
Yes. I asked if you were all right because there is a lot of danger. Our future entails a lot of danger. I am hoping that I'm hoping you don't lose your spark. The thing that keeps you fighting.
In all honesty, sister, our past, danger, my future was always danger the moment the Witchers took me. So, what's a little more, I guess? As long as you're back, I don't see a reason to stop. My eyes were making the world better for the little girls that go through what we went through, and hopefully they don't go through what we went through. That's the way I choose to see this.
That is what I'm talking about. That is what I'm hoping the world does not beat out of you. As much as I gave you grief. I do not share the same hopes that you have of what the world will be like for little girls like us. But one of us should have those dreams.
Don't worry. One day I intend to beat it into you eventually.
She grins at her sister and then bids her goodnight and goes into her own room. And then I think she takes a moment, I think, to truly process everything that they are doing, that they plan to do. There is but a brief moment of regret because she is aware that it is selfish to have asked her sister and this random witcher to aid her in taking down her master, because there is a very, very good chance but then the regret vanishes and she says if it doesn't get done, then if we don't do this, then it won't matter anyway, because she won't be strong enough for what comes after that. So she sort of steels herself, thinks about Nyoka for a moment and what pain he must be in. And I think she pities him a little. She understands the great loss that he's had, and in the end, should we find a way to truly give him a new arm, that will be an adjustment no matter what, and the longer he lives, the more scars he will get. And then eventually she falls asleep.
For Kura, before she sleeps, when she returns to her room, I think the biggest thing on her mind are some of the words that were spoken earlier today about how few Witchers there are left, and about how, as she had just said, because she said it as a more of a matter of fact in the moment, but with so few left, who is going to protect those girls? Obviously, all Witchers are bound for death. What happens when we're all gone? Who will protect them then?
It's a good question. Something I think that doesn't fade from your mind as you fall to sleep. The two of you. Well, rather, really, this is for Visha, this first bit. It's been some time since you received the letter from your master. For you, Visha, I need a roll.
Okay.
I require you to make a magic training roll, please.
Okay. A 34.
34. Understood. You go to sleep.
Okay.
Now I need an awareness roll from both of you, please.
13.
13.
18.
18. Understood. You sleep. You rest well. It's your first time having your own bed. It's your first time being able to have space if you wish. Correct.
Kura does not sleep well. It's weird not being with her sister.
An excellent note. And very good to know. Is this a sentiment you think you might share, Visha?
Yes. I think she tosses and turns. I think she drifts, and it's right before her body truly falls asleep. She comes awake violently, sort of searching around her side, searching for her sister. And then realizing where she is and remembering, oh, my sister's in the other room. But yeah, I think she also sleeps very poorly.
Understood. Is there at any point you guys give in to the frustration and just
I was just about
decide to
to ask that. Can I make a roll to see if I would have gotten? I'm just gonna say I got up and went in there.
Yeah.
Understood.
After a
Visha,
while.
well, we know Kura gives in. Visha, do you?
Yes. I think I think she it's a moment where they both sort of decide at the same time, well, fuck this, I'm not able to sleep. And sort of Visha opens the door as Kara is standing outside the door.
I think very apt, yes. I think that because Kura just straight up said, fuck this, I'm out. I think you might hold on a little bit longer enough to, as you open the door to your room, Kura is standing there ready to knock.
Hi. Can I come in?
Yes. And
Thank
shuts
you.
the door. And I think they very much crawl into the same bed, and probably something they did as children. They fall asleep facing each other. And I think Visha stays awake just a little bit longer, watching her sister fall asleep, and then links her pinky with her sister's pinky, and only then does she finally drift.
Where you do drift, Visha, I would require one more magic training from me, please.
It's a 10.
Rolling a 10?
Yep, I rolled a 10. I
That
fumbled by 5.
Fumbled by 5. Hold on a second. Did you roll a 10 initially?
I simply rolled the skill for the magic training, and the first one I rolled was a 34, exploding on a 10. And then this time when I rolled, I fumbled at a 1, and then with all the modifiers.
I see.
Yeah.
Understood.
Yeah.
So a full 10, okay. Nothing for you. You drift to sleep, Visha. In the morning, you two wake. In the morning, the light goes through your window. You wake. I'll allow you to a moment.
Visha comes awake, and then I think she just stares at her sister's face. And then suddenly is filled with dread. Because, again, knowing the lives they now lead, death is around the corner for either of them, more so than the average person. And she can't go a night sleeping well without her sister. If her sister were to die before her, she doesn't know if she would make it. And that terrifies her.
Kura, during these contemplations is when you wake.
I'm imagining that Visha is still staring. And as soon as Kura wakes up, she's gonna start on some bullshit and just be like, you're being weird again. Like half asleep.
She probably rolls her eyes at that point and like shoves her and is like, shut up, and gets up. But pauses for a moment. She gets very grave, like in her face. And almost just above a whisper, says to her, "Do not go far from me."
How much of a whisper? Like directly to me to where I can hear it, or whispering to yourself?
Where you can hear it. It's almost like she doesn't want. It's strange. She's whispering in a way where you can hear her, but almost as if she's afraid someone else is listening.
Think after all this time that I'm going to let you within 5 feet. You're dreaming still. Wake up.
She smiles, and then she gets up and just starts to get ready for the day. Change her clothes, that sort of thing.
Do this. Kura, do you do the same?
After a brief, look around, I have to go all the way back to my room.
then yeah.
Kura, you make your way back to your room. Yoka's door is open. And he is not there.
Everyone in the house would probably hear Kura go, "Son of a bitch!"
Visha
And
runs
she starts
out.
running.
What is it? Wait, hold on. Where are you going? And then she'll notice the door open. She'll go into his room and look around as if he'll suddenly appear and realize he is gone. And she doesn't have the reaction that her sister has. She is not as optimistic or trusting as her sister. But I think she comes out and she just goes, "He got what he wanted from us. Of course he left."
No, that's not what happened. No.
What do you think happened?
I'm gonna look out the window, and it's past dawn, right? We overslept. That's it. All this is I'm like frantically throwing on my armor and weapons, everything.
At this point, Valaria joins you. What is going on?
The Witcher left.
He went to his fight.
He really went to that alone.
Dumbass.
It's not surprising.
Should we go after him?
And do what, darling?
What did we still catch him?
No.
I'm going.
Fine, we'll go after him. But I doubt
Thank
we're gonna
you.
find anything.
Find
She just
something.
comes back.
He
This
went
may
to a
not be
fight.
pretty.
It's a new arm. He has no idea how to use it. I didn't think he would actually. I thought he had cooled down by that point. You may lead the charge, if you wish.
Yes. As soon as my stuff's on, I would have been heading out the door.
Now Valaria will follow. Visha, do you?
He'll follow, but it's very much like she's not running. She's walking. She's like, whatever. Like, of course, because the way this looks to her is he said what he had to say to get to the place where he could get the new arm. He got his new arm and he fucking took off. Whether it was to go and fight this other Witcher or not, she doesn't have faith that he will still be there. She's like, he's gone. There's a small part of her that's disappointed because she was hoping he was different. She was hoping that perhaps that Witcher honor would have kicked in, he would have kept his promise, but it's not the first time that she's heard of a Witcher walking out on a promise. So she just a nice morning stroll to meet up after the other two.
Understood. Valaria, Kura, the two of you would be the ones that show up first. There are exits out of the city. From what you can tell, and after some running around a bit, you gather which exit is the one you're looking for. Which entryway into the city. And those guards that are manning the guard posts, these guard houses. As you approach, and they put down their cards and their morning bread. One of them approaches. Good afternoon, morning, citizen. Apologies. Breaking my routine.
Hello. Sorry to disturb you. There were two men, I believe, that came this way.
Departing from the city.
Yes.
Need a little more than just 2 men, darling.
They would have had an altercation here. Their plan was to duel outside the city as to not disturb anybody.
Only just gotten on shift. Let me check with... he goes to his companion, who's still just tearing into his bread.
While they're talking, I'm going to start surveying and looking around to see if I can find any signs.
Indeed. Go ahead and give me a... I'll have a few choices here. You can either take deduction, wilderness survival, or awareness.
Visha will have strolled up and then strolled past Valeria and her sister to the 2 guards and say, right, one had long white hair, strange eyes, the other locks, wooden arm. Did you see them?
One with a hood.
Yes. 2 swords at his back.
The one that was still tearing into his bread kind of sent him says, yeah, I saw him. They seemed to be kind of in an argument. Like, didn't really catch much of it.
Yes, well,
They did went
only
down the
an
road,
argument.
though.
See?
They seemed to be traveling together.
Huh. I look back at my sister and Valeria. You see? Left us behind.
Valeria speaks up and says, or they just didn't want to be fighting in front of the gate.
I would look to her and be like, I hate to put it this way, but I'm going to be really blunt. How many of your grudges have you let go?
Oh, none. Not a single one.
Do you really think Nyoka is the kind of person to let go?
He wouldn't let go of a grudge, but I don't know him well enough to keep a promise. He's already left his other group. It would be surprising if he left us too.
They went down that way.
I'm
Down the road that way if you're looking for him.
Thank you.
Not sure if you'll find him, but that's where they went.
Well, are you two interested in going to find them, or perhaps we can get some breakfast?
Is that a real question?
Her shoulders slump. She's like, oh, just very like, God. But she does look at the guards and says, we'll be back.
Of course.
See if we can find these 2. And she will sort of drift out of the gate.
You can see
with the other 2.
First guard kind of calls out, happy to help.
She turns over her shoulder and blows him a kiss.
Kura, Visha, this seems very nonchalant. I don't imagine you would wait for a response, but Kura, you can see this is probably the highlight of this dude's day. As he kind of like straightens up a little bit and kind of elbows his friend and kind of gives him a look. Just like...
Yeah. Visha's here to give them morale, you know?
Yep.
But yes, we'll go down the road and see if we can catch any signs of the Witchers.
Indeed.
She will look around to see if she sees any, like, signs of combat. She knows Witchers have a limited use of a kind of magic, so she'll be looking for evidence of that.
Absolutely. The same role that I offered Kura, awareness, deduction, or wilderness survival, and Kura, I would love the result of your role.
I was gonna say, on that note, that sounds like the perfect point to bring up that Kura didn't see shit. I fumbled by 2.
What was your total?
8.
Yeah, no, this is a well-traveled entryway and exitway. And it's not like they're brushing it off and keeping it clean every time someone comes through. So this is tracks upon tracks upon tracks of hoof prints, of foot traffic. It's rough.
Visha got a 20.
Like I said, tracks upon tracks of foot traffic. It's difficult to determine what might have happened here, but there you can see travel. You can see Nyoka, when he left, had a single horse with him. You can see 2 sets of hoof prints that are fresher than the rest, alongside one another, marching on through the dirt, through the muck.
She points out the tracks. He left. I didn't even fight. At least not here.
Laria crosses her arms and looks at you and says, Visha Kamari, you are such a cynic.
I mean...
Thank you, somebody else, please. God,
She was like this during training,
too.
too.
To say it.
I am
don't
just-
envy
oh.
you.
I am just a realist. Much better to deal with the reality of a situation than fancies.
I swear, she kind of ignores you, Visha, and she says, she looks to Kura and says, I swear half the lessons were magic and the other half were about the cynicism of the world and how everything's bad and everyone's going to betray you, everyone's going to leave you behind.
He pinches this girl on the arm.
I'm just gonna...
Rude.
Can you believe that we're actually related? Like, all the way through. It's
A stark
crazy,
difference. It's like you were cut in half. You got all the joy in your heart and she got all the negativity.
I'm here. I'm right here. Look,
And we love you all the more
And
for
I'm glad
it,
you
but...
should hear it.
Look, I'm just saying. I understand. We like to think witchers as honorable. And yes, there are a fair few who are. She pointedly looks at her sister and then says, however, he's also a man. And men very often are disappointing. Look, I hope he's not dead. I hope he was able to work it out with this other Geralt. But there's no sense in hoping for something that might not be true.
Is that who that was yesterday? It was fucking Geralt of Rivia.
Oh, aye. The White Wolf himself.
And she fully just punches you, Visha. She says, you didn't fucking tell me.
I didn't think I had to. My gosh. He's legendary.
But there's lots of men with white hair. There are lots of old men that live in this town.
In her defense, that was kind of obvious. I'm sorry. I hate to break it to you.
Look. Identifiers for Geralt. White, long white hair, glorious.
Could be said about any old man that
Beautiful.
keeps up with their appearance.
Right, but he's not that old, is he? He's got a scar on his face, and he's got the telltale witcher eyes and the fucking wolf medallion.
I was standing far away. I don't know how you can pick things out like that. Fucking
Well.
Geralt of Rivia, and I didn't even get a chance to say hello.
I don't think he's one for much chatter.
Hey, but here he's one for other things.
Oh, I see. So that's what you're interested in.
I'm just saying I'm interested.
My.
You
Unlike
didn't give your apprentice
you,
much,
Visha, I happen to be fond of men in more than one capacity.
They have their uses. I'm not denying you that. But
In what
You
a use it
can't-
would have been, and she starts to march away.
there's a smile on Visha's face. Because she finds that very precious, you know. But she's also like, girl, not Geralt.
Kura's gonna start whispering to you, and she's just like, you taught her the cynicism of men, and you taught her the joys of men, but you didn't teach her fucking basic awareness? The hell?
That's not something I can teach. That's just something you have inherent. And she's
I disagree.
look, she has an awareness. She just, not in those aspects. Now, if we're talking magic, if we're talking things she can find and grow and create, she's very skilled. The rest I cannot teach her.
And as you travel, I was having this discussion, I'd like another awareness roll.
Both of us?
Please.
16 from Visha.
14.
You travel. As you're having this conversation, you make your way. Laria's combing the area, looking at the horizon, looking for any signs that they might still be around, but as you're having this conversation, Visha, a little more cynical, a little less involved, and ironically, that's the thing that is your bonus here. It's you that sees it first, Kura shortly after, maybe while your sister's pointing it out, but as you're having this discussion of your kind of losing the point, as it were, it's Visha, it's you first that sees a crumpled, a scarred, a discarded prosthetic arm cast away into the taller grass.
Oh, shite. She will go over to it and pick it up. And the look on her face is like, tell me again that I'm cynical. She just...
The knuckles
Look
are
at this.
faded. They look like they've brunted against something. As well, there's blood on it. There are heavy gouges into the forearm of the prosthetic itself. But the straps aren't cut, clean, severed. They are torn, as if torn from his own body.
Cynical or not, this says he died.
Laria turns back. She's a few feet away from you guys, a few feet ahead, and she says, "Did you find something?"
There's just a brief pause, and Kura can see Visha is reticent to give bad news to Valeria because Valeria is so optimistic and is so hopeful. But then she waves the arm at her and says, I don't think he made it.
She goes over. Eyes a bit wider. Mouth open. She takes the prosthetic out of your hands and kind of turns it. There's not enough blood on here to warrant his death. We should look for any other signs. We should confirm it. This isn't enough to count him down and out, is it? He's not that inexperienced, is he?
No. To be fair, he's very quick. Fine. We'll look a little longer. We'll see if we find more blood or a body. When I look at the arm, do the gouges look like gouges that would be made from a weapon?
This very clearly is made from a sword, yes. I would like a deduction roll from you, though.
Okay. 21.
1. From a steel sword. And from what you know of steel swords, of Witcher swords in particular, any Witcher worth their salt is going to keep their blade sharp. They're going to keep it fresh. They're going to keep it's their lifeline. It's the thing that stands them and whatever lies beyond. This is not enough of a gouge to warrant a honed and dealt with and a well put together Witcher sword. This is either a weak blade, or Nyoka's opponent was holding back, was striking to make a point, not to kill.
Well, perhaps you ladies have a point. These markings here, they're definitely from a sword. Can't imagine anyone would have been able to sneak up on Nyoka or Geralt. Could be a weak blade, but Witchers, they keep their bits sharp, so perhaps Geralt was holding back, and he is still alive.
I'll allow anyone, or both of you, to make an awareness roll if you'd like to investigate the scene. Yeah, and then I'll point out clues based on your rolls, and then we can have a final deduction roll from both of you as a sort of group check.
15.
13 on the awareness.
15 and 13. Here, this is where it happened. Far enough away from the gate where it wouldn't be seen by the guards, by normal human eyes. On the road still. That means that someone lost their patience. You look here, and you can see swipes. The traffic normally would flow to and fro, just forward and backward. No, this is where things change. This is where the footprints become circled, dashing forward, moving back. Some of the wooden fencing goes along bits of the road. There are fence lines that are put up to stop travelers or anybody coming too fast or whatever to crash into a fence first, basically, if they lose control of their car or going to somebody's crops. Towns like this, these larger cities, are commonly circled by little hamlets, these little farm towns and villages and things like that. Also just fully farmland. And that's what you're dealing with here, is farmland. Some of the fence line is broken, and not from a crashed cart or a wayward horse. Some of it is shattered. Someone was thrown. Some of it is sliced. Someone missed. There are, from what you can tell, 2 boot prints that go deeper and deeper into the mud. The sun coming out, these will harden. This will be a good remnant, a good mark of what happened here.
One hell of a fight.
Looking off in the distance a bit, you can see there are scorch marks covered by some of the dirt and the wind that has already happened this morning. Signs were involved. No. I'll allow both of you to make a deduction roll. And this will be a group check, basically, together to determine what might have happened here in conclusion.
I have done very
Jesus.
poorly. I
Doesn't
fumbled.
it have to be a group?
I fumbled so bad. So the skill roll itself, -13, because I fumbled on a 1, and I fumbled by 23. I think Visha is just sort of taken in by the level of the fight itself. You know, like, it wasn't just swords. They started using signs, which means someone could be very severely injured. And she doesn't necessarily want to think of it as being Yoka the one who's injured, but she is aware that he is at a disadvantage, and at some point his arm got ripped off, so she's just like, it looks very terrible to her. She's like, I think he's dead. So.
The result of your roll, Kura?
13. Positive 13.
Netting you both a 0.
Amazing.
Your only hope is your NPC companion also being in on this roll for this deduction. Continue, Kuro, while I do the math to add up.
As the use of signs are pointed out, Kuro would remind Visha Nyoka doesn't use signs.
But Geralt does.
Yes.
She's like looking at the devastation of the fence. She's seeing the scorch marks. She's like, at this point, just waiting till they stumble upon Yoka's body. And they had overheard the conversation that Nyoka had with Geralt, and knows Geralt is no stranger to killing witchers. So she's like, he's fucking dead.
With your companion Valeria, the total of your deduction is 13. And with this, what I can give you is this. As you look at the area. Correct. Yoka doesn't use signs. He has every capability and inclination to do so. It's possible that scorch mark is his mark of Igni. But the quick footing, he was moving. He was repositioning frequently. The lighter steps are his, you can tell. This mark, perhaps, where these two sunken footprints are, likely Geralt's, likely from a desperate onslaught of Nyoka's. Something that Geralt had to defend against. This was serious. But it's enough movement that you can tell that you don't think either of them were trying to kill one another. And Nyoka, from what you've known in the weeks you've traveled, doesn't give in to anger, but perhaps now he did. Perhaps he fought angry. Wanted to make a point. The broken fence line takes a heavier body. Or incredible force. And Kura, you know the signs. There is a sign for just a wave of force, a push. Nyoka. As night begins to fall, you are equipped with your new prosthetic. It has several straps, one that runs across the torso, one that runs underneath the other arm, and then one other along the shoulder. It's something that would take great care and take time, and perhaps even assistance to get on without any assistance. So when it's hooked up to you, and Valeria offers to take it off so that you can get a good night's rest, your response is that you need to get used to the pain. It's pressed up against severed nerve endings, and it causes a great deal of discomfort, a new sensation. But at least now, that phantom limb syndrome, when you look down and you feel like you can feel your arm, you can. The digits move freely as runes and symbols glow, almost magic connecting the nerve endings to the digits. It's a small comfort, at least, to look down and see something there. Night falls. Your sleep is restless. Toss and turn, perhaps to the discomfort, perhaps due to the task that must be undergone tomorrow morning. At first light, as the first rays of sunlight break through the window, what do you do?
Yeah, I will rise from my not so slumber. Yeah, dust myself off, wash up, gather my belongings, and head out.
You pass Kura's door, and Visha's, and Valaria's. Does it ever occur to you to wake them?
They haven't occurred to me at all, at least for that day. Yeah, I look straight ahead, thinking of one person.
And you leave. And you walk the streets of Banglain. And you head in the direction of the inn that he's staying at. You find him on his horse, and you on yours. And he looks at you as he's already beginning to leave. And he says, "So you've decided to block my path."
I guess when we pass through those gates, you can consider your path blocked.
Continues to ride. And you ride alongside him through the city streets. And he says, "You still have an opportunity to walk away."
You are right. I lost an arm, not a leg. So I don't plan on using them for running.
This doesn't have to end like this.
Harold, this is there's only two ways this is going to end. Me dead. Me walking away.
As you pass the gates, there are two guards. One now returning to the guard gate with the morning breakfast. They watch you as you leave, and you walk. You ride. Past the gate. He's quiet, Nyoka. It's rare that you come across someone quieter than yourself. So the silence is not broken by him. But you can surely do so, if you wish.
You remember the first time we crossed blades?
Foltest.
Folta. Kept me from earning my keep. almost the death of me, honestly.
And here you are.
You know, I don't hold any ill will towards you, Geralt. There's only so many of us in this world left. And I can't let it go and be said that you slew 2 of my brothers, people who helped you. People who actually considered you maybe not a friend, but a companion, ally maybe.
I wasn't myself then. And I didn't know who they were.
I mean, no inkling, even for someone as skilled as you. I would have thought that maybe you could pick up some clues on who you were dealing with.
It took time to figure it out. It took time for me to remember.
Remember what?
Everything.
You saying you lost your memory or something?
There's a small nod.
You remember how we got your woman back to you?
I do.
I guess she was no help to that.
Doesn't reply. His eyes are forward. You can give me a perception roll if you wish.
11.
Something there. Maybe a spark of frustration, irritation that you bring her up.
At least she's still alive, huh? Hopefully, I assume.
There's not much that can take her.
I do have a favor to ask of you, Geralt. If it shows that you're the one to walk away from this, I urge you to take my journal. Maybe I can't fix that. But there's a war coming, one that you're already involved with. You and your friend. The Wild Hunt is here. And they seem to ally themselves with vampires. So, if I'm not able to do something about it, maybe you are.
And you can still ride on, or turn back, and ensure yourself a path, a part in that play.
Too prideful, Geralt. Plus, I already got my blades out.
He nods. And the horses come to a stop. And he looks at you one more time, Nyoka, and sees what you'll do.
Yeah. I am. horse off to the side, gather my weapons, and yeah, make way to a little area to prepare for our fight.
Outside the gate, it is surrounded by hamlets and farmland. Along the trail, there are segments of fence line to stop any runaway horses or carts that might trail into an important field or important set of crops. You're far enough away now that you can barely see the guard shacks and the gates. And it's here where you saddle up your horses. You lay the reins over the fence line. Blades do you draw, Nyoka?
My serpentine blades, one of steel and one of silver, that previously was wielded by a mentor.
You do this. He draws one blade, Nyoka. A long sword made of sharpened steel, with a wolf's head in the pommel. He wields it with two hands and takes a fighting stance. Would like you to roll initiative.
21.
Also 21. What is your reflex score?
12.
14. He's going to swing at you, Nyoka. There's going to be a moment where he lunges forward and he growls between his teeth and he says, "It didn't need to end this way." And he strikes at your torso. You, of course, may make a defensive roll if you wish.
Can I make a parry
Yes, of course.
or attempt to parry the attack?
With which blade would you like to parry?
The steel blade. Yeah, the steel blade.
Understood.
25. Because, yeah,
The
with
minus-
a parry, it's
it's the
minus
-3.
3. Yeah, 25.
Excellent. So he strikes at you, Nyoka, and you bring your steel blade up, blocking and parrying, swooping him back a bit. And he staggers back. You can see an opening as he sort of stumbles, and his back leg is a bit off kilter. And he looks a bit surprised. Perhaps he's underestimating you in this strike, Nyoka. But it is your turn.
And this, it says this will also have the opponent staggered.
Correct.
Okay.
For your knowledge and for the viewers at home, the staggered effect will grant him a -2 to his attack and defense for this upcoming turn, or until his next turn.
See. I will attack. But attempting to disarm him by making a weapon attack, I can attempt to knock an opponent weapon out of their hand with a well-aimed strike.
By all means.
I will make a joint attack. 30. Hold on. 32 because my blade has a +2 accuracy.
With a roll of 33, with the -2, that brings him to a 31.
Fuck out of here, Geralt. You about to get fucked up, my boy.
Disarm. His weapon gets scattered. No damage is dealt on the first attack. It's just a matter of getting rid of the weapon itself. So, this is scattered, I believe, 1d6 meters away.
Yes.
Would you like to roll a d6, or shall I?
I'll roll it. I'll let you roll it. I'll let you roll it.
That is 2 meters away, to his left and to your right.
Okay.
But he is disarmed. You may proceed with your second attack for your joint attack.
Yeah. 33 total.
With an explosion on his dodge, it is a 43. With the -2, it is 41.
Oh.
So deftly, you knock the blade from Geralt's hands. And as you sort of meet eyes during the second attack, you swipe, and he leaps to the left a bit and clears your attack. Nyoka, is there anything else you'd like to do? You can take an extra action at a stamina cost if you wish.
No, I'll chill out for right now.
Understood. On Geralt's turn, the staggered effect is no longer applied. He is going to move to retrieve his sword. He's going to pick up his sword, basically using a free action. He is going to expend some stamina here. As he traces a sign in the air and touches it to his medallion. I'll allow you a witch training roll if you would like to determine what sign this might be.
So 20.
20. This is a variation of Quen, and it encompasses him. And you feel the Witcher medallion on your chest twitch a bit as he creates a sort of active shield around his body. He is going to expend some more stamina to make an extra action. And I need you to do me a favor. He's going to trace another sign in the air, and I need you to, if you'd like to defend against this would be a dodge roll.
25 total.
Excellent. You hold off, and you stand firm. You dig your heels into the ground as a wave of force rushes over you. He casts Ard in order to try to stagger you, knock you prone, however you wish. But that is his turn. It's up to you. Yeah, okay.
I'm a simple person, so I attack once more. Yeah, I will attempt to join attack once more against Geralt Rivia. So 28 and a 33.
Both of those are failures. You're going to deal some damage, Nyoka. So, with the attacks being hit, we forgot about the chart. Not aiming for a part.
Really aiming any, no.
Okay. So, the shield, Nyoka, you can see encompasses him. You have to break the shield first. So these attacks we can kind of get past going through the chart on this, as the shield must be destroyed first.
Okay.
So I would like you. Let's roll through, because this is unfortunately not able. Your second attack would have been a crit, but the shield being up, I'd like you to give me weapon damage.
17 damage. It has armor, piercing, and poison.
17 damage applied to the shield. It cracks a bit. Nyoka, the damage for the second attack?
2 plus 2, 4. Along with the poison.
Cracks a bit more, and you can see the poison sort of drip down across the shield itself. Doesn't break, though. Is that your turn, Nyoka?
Yeah, I'll spend 3 stamina and... yeah, just try to attack again.
Understood. With the sake of this, because I had misunderstood active shield, I'm not going to roll defense, so you're going to just straight up hit it. I need weapon damage, please.
Oh, okay. Am I doing a joint attack or is it just one attack or what's happening?
Well, it's an extra action, so it's your choice if you would like a joint attack or a strong attack, a fast attack, so on and so forth.
I would love to strong attack, but I would have joint attack.
I can see it reasonably speaking. It's up to you. I can see a flavor of a strong attack, sort of raising two swords, striking down. I don't see an issue with that.
I wouldn't feel morally right in accepting that personally.
Understood. By all means.
The first strike, it was 20. 20.
20 damage?
Yeah, damage.
Understood.
And the second attack, it was 7 damage.
You see more cracks fall into the shield. It is splintering, wavering, but it's still up.
God damn. I gotta find this fucking sign. Yeah, that would be what? I did 2 attacks. Yeah, that would be my turn.
Understood. Now he needs to spend stamina to keep this shield up.
He ain't gotta keep it up. He can take the hits like a man, you know? Like a wolf. You know?
I don't think he can afford to keep the shield up, actually. So he's gonna have to drop that because he does need to get some swings in.
So, don't have to at all.
He's going to make a fast attack against you, not aiming at any part specifically. So you may, of course, make whatever defensive action you wish.
I'll attempt to parry.
Understood. First attack.
34.
34 total?
Yes.
So with a parry, once again, he is staggered. As you bring up the blade, it traces along the edge of the sword and cuts a bit into the prosthetic. But he is staggered. He's going to make a second attack on the fast attacks at a -2.
Okay.
Now you need to expend stamina if you wish to block this. Or if you wish to defend against this.
Can I parry again?
Absolutely.
Okay. It exploded. 19. 19 plus 11 is 30, right? 42.
42. With a 31, you block his weapon once more.
So that was a success?
Correct.
So I was reading my armor. Let me make sure I have it. Yes, I was reading my armor has an effect, critical riposte. Is that how you say it?
Yes.
Yeah. Cool. It says whenever you roll more than 4 points higher than an attacker when making a parry attempt with one of your Witcher weapons, you can immediately attempt a single strike with a held weapon at no additional penalty and without spending extra stamina.
Understood. By all means.
34.
Also a 34, meets does not beat in The Witcher. So the second attack, having to expend stamina and expend some extra stamina on his own turn. This attack, this sort of we said critical riposte, does not hit. But that is Geralt's turn. You're up, Noko.
But he is staggered still, right?
Correct.
He's staggered
Until his next turn, yes.
And my arm, you said my prosthetic is kind of fucking up. It was splintered a little bit.
Traced along the edge and cut some of the wood away. Yes.
Yeah, I'm not really paying it no mind at this point. So I'm continue to go all in. And I'll switch it up a little bit and do a fast attack. Or actually, no, I would like to do a trip attack. So yeah.
By making a weapon attack, you're going to attempt to strike the target's legs and knock them prone if you see the opponent falls flat. Understood?
30. 32.
Geralt,
With
for his
the
defense, is
weapon.
going to attempt to reposition. With a 30. Just knocks him flat.
Oh, fuck yeah. I'll spend stamina to attack again.
Well, you made a fast attack. You still have one more attack
Oh.
to make.
You're right. What does prone do? Oh,
I got you, buddy.
6 plus 12, 18 plus 11 is 29. Plus the 2 is 31.
It's going to attempt another reposition. What is the result of your roll?
31.
With this strike, fails to reposition. Aiming it apart.
No, not necessarily. Do you want me to roll for a part?
We're going to have to, yes. I need you to roll weapon damage first, actually.
Weapon damage.
Mm-hmm.
20 damage total.
20 damage total. Let's
Oh.
determine the location now. So I
You want me to roll
need...
for that?
Yes, give me a d10.
It's a 1.
Understood. That's the head.
Well, it's only a fast attack, right? It's not that, yeah. And Geralt is known to wear a helmet. You know?
Head wounds multiply by times 3.
Oh shit. Fuck. Okay.
Subtracting the stopping power.
Is armor piercing
Correct.
and poison.
I'm going to roll that percentile to see if he does get poisoned, and then the poison...
I think it's like every 2 damage, or every turn is 2 damage or something like that until he stops it.
Mm-hmm. It's 3 points.
3 points.
He's not poisoned. But I do need to determine... armor piercing. Improved armor piercing. Okay. The weapon negates the damage resistance of any armor that they hit. Improved armor piercing weapons also have their SP value of the armor that they hit. Have the SP value. Okay, cool. Not improved armor piercing, correct?
Right.
Cool. After all the math is said and done, you're going to be dealing 24 damage as you... Well, you take some narrative control, Nyoko. Are you going to give Geralt of Rivia another scar on his eye?
I mean, this is a fast attack, something I don't normally do. So it won't be as deep, you know. Maybe I'll reopen the wound on his eye.
Understood. The scar opens anew, and blood covers the left side of his vision. Is that your turn, Nyoko?
Yeah, I think that's my turn.
Stagger no longer applies to Geralt of Rivia.
Oh, yeah, he was.
From prone, he is going to draw the sign, a variation of the sign for Igni, spending 7 stamina. You may choose to dodge or block this.
Dodge or block?
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I would still take damage if I was to try to block it.
That's the defense on the stat line. I
Yeah.
agree, but, you know.
Okay. Well, with that said, I'm a dodge, so I got a 1.
Roll again, that's going to be what you subtracted from your roll.
I got a 9 with the second. So what? I have an 8 roll.
Indeed, and on a 1, it is actually also a fumble.
Yeah, figured. What comes with a fumble? I have to roll for a negative modifier.
Well, we're going to determine your fumble in a second. You're choosing to dodge, correct?
Yes.
Roll me a d10.
5.
5. No major fumble. Only the result of the roll, though.
29 to dodge.
So 21 to dodge
Or 20.
with the minus 8. So, with this, a torrent of flame rushes over you with a 23 on this spellcasting roll for Igni, or the fire stream. 1d6 per stamina cost spent. It would be 29 points of damage, and I also need to roll a percentile die to see if you catch fire. Nyoka, your cloak has caught flame. So right off rip, let's handle that. You're now engulfed in flame. Every turn you're going to take 5 points of damage to every body location. Armor soaks the damage, but 1 point of damage to armor and weapons every turn. To put out the fire, you must take a turn to either pour water on yourself or stop, drop, and roll. There is still the damage to deal with initially from Igni. Or from Fire Stream, I should say. Wasn't aiming it apart, and this is sort of just an engulfing matter, so body location doesn't necessarily matter. What is your SP of your armor set?
I think it's 8. Yeah.
Subtracting the stopping power would bring to 21. I suppose hit location does kind of matter here, so we're gonna do rolling for the body location. A d10. Yoga Gainer take 21 damage to the chest area. So you can reduce your stopping power of that armor by 1. That is Geralt's action. He's going to spend some stamina to do another action. He's going to do a fast attack with this action, spending stamina and a -3. Both attacks are going to be aimed at your prosthetic.
I have to spend stamina to block those attacks, right?
To defend, yes. So let's deal with the first one first. Would you like to defend against the first?
Yeah.
You, of course, may make a defensive action if you choose to spend stamina to defend.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and try a parry. 28.
With a -6 because of the location penalty and the extra action penalty. That's 26. So now he is staggered. But he does have a second attack. Would you like to defend against this?
Well, yeah. He's kind of kicking my ass right now. 24.
This is in total -8. However, with an explosion, there's a 32. So we're going to roll with some weapon damage. Now, Wolf, his longsword. Oh, it has weapon accuracy. Shit. That is a crit. With weapon accuracy +2.
You like to crit me, man. Jeez. Look at the scars on me.
He aimed for your part. He aimed for your prosthetic. I'm not going to roll on the critical table. I'm going to take the one that makes the most sense. And though the book says damage and such is used, is allocated to the person, allocated to the body, not the prosthetic. Doesn't make sense in this regard. You technically would be suffering a compound arm fracture, but this is against the prosthetic. Deep gouges, deep carved wounds are made into the prosthetic. The prosthetic in this regard is useless now. Now we move on to weapon damage.
Now we move on to killing you.
You were doing really good.
Yeah, right. I feel like I probably took away what, 10 health.
Your last hit did 24.
Oh, did it?
And he's been having to expend stamina to block against your attacks, as well as to hold the shield. He's not looking great.
What are you talking about? I'm still in the fight. Just because I can't use... You think just because I can't use one arm, I'm going to quit?
That is 31 damage from the weapon itself. That was a fast attack, so there's no modifiers there. His body grants him a +2 to the damage roll. That would be 33 total.
God, Lee, chill.
What is... Because your prosthetic is still technically covered by your armor. What is the armor on your left arm?
8.
Okay. So, 33 minus 8.
I mean, to be honest, though, would it?
Yeah, your armor is...
That armor piece would have been gone with the arm.
True. I'll leave it up to you.
Realistically, I don't think I would have armor on that arm.
Understood. 33 it is. So we multiply by the hit location, which for an arm is halved. You, Nyoka, are going to take 17 damage. It's rocketing. We're not going to do piercing or slashing or anything like that. It's to the prosthetic. The force of the blow is going to rock the nerve endings. It's going to rock the prosthesis against the nub that you have, resulting in that damage.
I took 17 damage.
Correct. That is Geralt of Rivia's turn.
Yeah, I guess with... And shit, I'm on fire too, right?
You are on fire.
Fuck you, Robin. Oh, boy. Well, I guess with that said, my left arm is limp and throbbing in pain. The blade falls to the ground as I have no more control over it. The blow itself, right? It was pretty hefty on Nyoka. So much so that I gotta get this fire off me. Yeah, I guess I'm gonna have to spend stamina. Right? But basically, yeah, I'm going to. I want to cut this prosthetic off. I know you mentioned that it was difficult to put on and take off by itself, so I kind of want to just, if I'm able to use action to slash it off.
I could see you in this moment of frustration and the adrenaline pumping, ripping it off. The leather straps are thin. They're fastened in multiple places to keep it in place. But I think with the adrenaline pumping, the strength of your own character, I think you could rip this off in the frustration.
And yeah, I'm unarmed at this point. Yeah, I rip off the arm in frustration and do my best to stop, drop, and roll. Right now, I'm at 2 health, so for your awareness.
Go ahead and give me a human perception roll as you stop, drop, and roll. You're gonna pick yourself back up. You toss the arm off, tearing the straps, ripping it from the nub itself, and toss it over into the grass. You drop and you roll, and you keep your eyes on your target. Give me a human perception check.
Yeah, 7.
7?
I have a 2. Yeah, I have a 2. So
what you can see is that Geralt is breathing heavily. His eyes linger for a moment on where you were, not where you are. He's tired.
because that was my action, stop, dropping, and rolling, right?
Correct. You can expend another 3 stamina to make another action if you wish.
But it will be a -3 to that attack, huh?
Correct.
Well, okay. All right, just rehash what happened again. I'm sorry, I'm a little
Frazzled?
traumatized, you know. I get my arm cut off. Next episode, I get slashed, cleaved in the head. Now I'm turned into a hot dog. So, yeah.
You ripped off your prosthetic and cast it into the grass. You stopped, dropped, and rolled, kept your eyes on Geralt of Rivia. His eyes linger where you were. He is still actively watching you, but he's slower now. He's tired. He's expended a lot here. What would you like to do?
Okay, yeah. At this point, I'll expend. Fuck it, right? Fuck it, yellow. I'll expend my stamina and well, shit. I don't have any weapons because it costs to pick up. Can I pull one of my daggers or?
It doesn't cost to pick up. It's a free
Okay,
action.
it doesn't. Okay, then yeah, I would like to. It's an action to get up by myself. No, okay, cool. Then I would like to try to grab the blade with my one good arm and try to attack, I guess.
Aiming it apart?
No. It's a wild, sloppy attack, honestly.
Strong attack,
so much
fast
so.
attack.
Strong. I'll go with strong. Because at this point, I'm kind of out of it.
By all means. So this will be made at a total of -6. The -3 for the extra, and the -3 with a strong attack.
Damn. I would also argue with how tired he is and fucked up he is that the +2 weapon accuracy don't apply. But
Geralt
that's
is
just
staggered.
me. Okay. I'll take it. 6 plus 12 plus. Holy shit. Hold on, what happened? Has it always been like that?
What's up?
For some reason my reflex says 6 now.
Oh, it's because of how injured you are.
Okay, I was just making sure. Like, hold on, what happened? Well, fuck you again, Ramos. Why you tell me? Why you ain't tell me?
I don't know what to tell you. This is the name of the game. The sheet that you're using auto calculates for you.
6 plus 6 is 12 plus 11, 23.
Geralt has no stamina left to defend.
Oh.
23 is going to hit.
About fucking time.
Not aiming for a location. Attack is definitely above the defense. He has no defense to make. This will be a crit.
Good.
This would be a deadly critical.
Ooh. Man, anticipate that.
I need you to roll me 2d6.
3 total. I rolled a 1 and a 2.
Should you will it, you can dismember his leg. You can take a limb.
Oh, man. That would be ironic, huh? I'll say this. My intent with this was to either die or to regain some sense of honor, right? I never had the intention of trying to mortally wound or kill Geralt, really. With that said, I would not like to dismember his leg if I could possibly avoid that.
I'll allow it. You'll still deal the extra 15 damage right off rip from the critical itself.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, if we could go that route.
And since you don't want to dismember the leg itself, I'll also grant half that same damage, rounded up. So we'll say 8 damage extra for the critical, rather than taking the leg, as you are going to carve into his leg. Now I would like you to roll your weapon damage.
9 damage. Plus the poison.
Plus the poison.
Oh yeah, I did make a strong attack. So what? That's doubled, right?
Mm-hmm.
So 18 damage.
Correct. Subtract from the stopping power of his armor, which is 12. 6. Multiplied by the hit location and his resistances. A leg. 3 damage total. And the stopping power of his armor is cut down by 1. A gout of blood springs forth from his leg as he drops to a knee. Is that your turn, Yoko?
I guess I'm kind of going to take a step back. Just a step back and pant a little bit. Yeah, that's my turn.
Brings us to Geralt of Rivia. He's going to take the recovery action. As a free action, he's going to reach for his belt, and pulls a pouch, tosses it at your feet. You hear the clink of glass, and the loose drawstring opens up, and you can see a vial spill out. The liquid is still intact, the cork is still intact. You recognize what this is. The swallow potion. And he looks up at you and he says, I hope you win your war. That is Geralt's turn.
So he's not attacking.
He's taking a full round to take the recovery action.
I'll painstakingly attempt to reach for one of the swallow potions and kind of stumble as there's no longer a prosthetic there. And how quickly I got used to it. Or at least the comfort of having it there. But with that said, I'll place my blade down and grab one of the swallow potion and take it. And just kind of sit for a second. And kick the other potion towards Geralt. If I'm able to do all that.
Absolutely.
If I can speak, though.
Absolutely.
Because unless he's going to attack or press the fight any further, I'm not. I'm satisfied. But what I will say is that was short-lived, I guess. As I kind of comfort my missing appendage.
Takes the potion at his knee. Downs it. You can already feel the wounds closing, clotting. As he does this as well, he stays down on one knee. He says, "Two witchers fighting on the road. Surprised it wasn't over sooner."
Just glad it didn't happen, like the first time. Though.
If I'm being honest, I think I prefer the first time.
Yeah, I wasn't as burnt.
You could have ended it.
Think you could have as well. Consider it settled, Geralt. The world is going to need as many witchers as it can have.
Where do you go from here?
They say the only thing that could kill a higher vampire is another higher vampire. I guess I have to figure out how to make that not true. If you have any tips. Otherwise, I probably track down another witcher and mage I know. Witchers and mages, goddamn.
Chuckles a bit. You can see blood seep from his lips. He grunts as he forces himself to stand. Gathered some things in my travels that might help you. He begins to walk over to his horse. Fishes along in his pouch. Ear papers crinkling.
I'll follow towards him and call my horse. I guess I'll have to untie him. Well, I guess they will be right near each other anyway, so. But yeah, I guess in the moment, I'll offer, an exchange of knowledge. I guess in return for whatever he has to help. Or if he just wants to simply trade, that's fine too. But ultimately, I want to know what he knows.
You do this. Passes you knowledge, Nyoka. Formula that have escaped you until now. Passes you these things and looks to you and says, "This vampire. How much of a threat is he?"
He took my arm. Battled myself, Ingrid, Cersei, Letho, and Vesemir, if I'm not mistaken. Along with working with the Wild Hunt and owning Bear Keep, I would say he's fairly dangerous. One I'm gonna have to stop, whether with one hand or two.
Can't do anything about your missing arm. But maybe these will help. He passes you a satchel. You hear things clink inside of it. He says, "I'll help with how I can. After I've recovered." Gives you kind of a pointed look.
I look at my arm that I had for one day. Well, it's appreciated.
And gets on his horse. And before he rides away, he says, "I am sorry. I never intended to kill anyone's brother. I never intended to thin our numbers. Doesn't take it back.
I'm sure they didn't intend to lose. But it's all good."
And he rides. Nyoka, you are alone. All you need to do is get on your horse and go back. What do you do?
Go back looking like this?
Where do you go?
I guess I'm just retreating, honestly. Like I originally was trying to do with Ingrid and Cersei. So they said that because I don't know. Nah, they're probably better off without. Yeah, I'm gonna just retreat. Stay in the vicinity for a little bit until I lick my wounds and become better, and then if they happen to be there still after I recovered a bit, then I'll go back.
And so, Nyoka, you leave again. And we'll see you very soon. We hope. There's no conclusion here. There's no splatter. There's no pool of blood. You can see droplets and sprays. There's no pool of blood. There's no body. There's no horse left behind. Both of them, either together or separately, departed. You can tell by the tracks of the horses. They departed separately. Difficult to tell at which time, if one left before the other, but they both live.
At least he's not dead.
Indeed. I think we should give him some time. He might be licking his wounds, as it were.
I will spare him some time. But we have things to do.
Time? Where would he go?
Probably into the woods somewhere. That's where we was before we found him.
Yes. Who knows?
bar.
I don't.
But what if he's injured?
Or a bar. Well, he's not incapable of tending to himself, Valeria.
But he doesn't have his prosthetic. What if he needs help?
Then he shouldn't have left. Because he had help. We were his help. And he chose to walk away. For whatever reason.
He's not gone yet. Like we said, we'll give him some time. He might just be licking the wounds. Give him a couple days. If he comes back.
Fine. We'll give him some time.
America has always been a place where conservatism and religious ideology has been fed by men to the uneducated like milk from their mother's teat. What this breeds is an environment for blind obeisance and ignorant fear, which controls the masses just as much as the blood of the covenant or the barrel of a gun. Men bring the raising of ground and the pillaging of Gaia's bounty, and this has never been more of a threat to the Garu nation than it is now in the days of the apocalypse. However, all of this is where this story begins, but not yet where the tale begins. For that, we will need to reach back through the time and haze of the deep umbra to find the beginning. Walk with me, little wolf, and reach us through time will show you a story that even ancient Phoenix has forgotten.
Another witch, or what happened to you?
I lost my arm.
Not all witchers are honest and true.
There's a war coming. A war that's going to take way more lives than any political drama.
You are intent on being a part of this war.
I'm intent on doing what I'm supposed to do as a witcher.
The protection of Humans is the agenda. It's the whole reason we were made.
You cannot save everyone. No one was there to save us. No one was there to save me.
And wasn't that a damn shame? What if somebody was? What if somebody had been? How much different would our lives have been? Now we are older. We can be those people.
And welcome back. We hope you enjoyed checking out our schedule and seeing our programming upcoming and what is uploaded over to YouTube. We hope you appreciated it, and we'll take a look. But for now, let's jump right back into Lost Days. Visha and Kura, along with Valaria, you guys had started to walk back, but heading back to Valaria's home. The same guards are there as you pass the gate. They give you a very warm welcome back. Visha, currently the guard who you had blown a kiss to, kind of like, again, because looks like he's been tending to his armor, making himself a little more polished in your guys' absence.
Yeah. Visha, again, there to bring some morale, she winks at him before they pass through the gate.
And you do this, and Valaria, perhaps in a show of just how much joy is still in her heart, Visha. Kind of, as you wink, she says, "You're barking up the wrong tree, lad. She doesn't like men."
Visha kind of like shoves her and says, "I like men fine for certain uses." And that's actually when she'll wink at him and then proceed through the gate.
And there's a sort of a chuckle from the guard that was just eating his bread. The other one kind of punches him, just shut up. As you guys make your way back toward Valaria's home. The scene is yours.
Yeah, I think Visha would look at the two other women and say, right, so look, we'll give him a few days, but we shouldn't waste too much time. Too much to do.
I understand. The bigger question, all I'm asking is 2 days. But during that time, what are we gonna do?
Well, I mean, you are a witcher. What do witchers do when they come into a town?
I like the sounds of that. Let's see if we can help somebody. And then I'm just gonna give you the biggest shit-eating grin.
She's just like rubbing her temples, like, God help me. But yes, she will acquiesce to her sister's need to help people. And for now, that's what they will do. They will help who they can.
See if we can find a job.
Mhm.
Understood. During this, these next couple days, you're going to look for a job. The first day that you're doing this, I would like to know how you're going to go about this. Are you going to go ask around? Ask the most common, what witchers do is ask taverns and inns and things like that. That seems to be where like the rumor mill spreads, where information passes. people traveling. We'll talk about certain things. As well, you can check sort of like a bounty board, a notice board if this town has one. Yeah, how do you want to go about this, Kara?
The bounty board would have been my first go-to, as opposed to trying to decipher the rumor mill.
Mm-hmm.
Usually, whenever I'm looking for work, that's going to be my first stop, is the bounty boards.
Understood.
I was going to say, as we're walking to the bounty board, I would look to Visha and just be like, I doubt Geralt's left us any fucking work here, but we can try.
Certainly can. I mean, he clearly was here to do one job. I doubt he wasted his time to do many, so there might be something still.
Depends how long he stayed.
Aye. Yeah, I think, while her sister is looking at the bounty board, I think Visha listens to the rumor mill. You know, because sometimes there's things happening that people don't have enough money to put up on the board, you know, that don't necessarily have a reward to them. And though that wouldn't be Visha's first choice of job, she knows her sister, so she'll listen to the rumor while her sister looks at the board.
Understood. So, with this, two separate ways going about this. Kura, approaching a bounty board is very simple. What you can tell from this is there are some creatures outside of Bangleen. Between Bangleen and the Sherwood, where some insectoid creatures have been harrowing the road along the river. It's an easy enough thing to do. You would need, in preparation, big part of witchering is preparation. So first, I will ask you this. Do you have access, do you have the formula for insectoid oil for your blade?
No.
Unfortunate. Well, it's not a terrible thing. It's not an end-all be-all, but it would help. And depending on the complexity of these creatures, that's really where it gets into the weeds of things. I would like you to go ahead and roll me... I'd like you to roll me Monster Lore, but Witcher training can be used in place of this.
15.
15. What you can tell about the description of these creatures, they spring up out of nowhere. They spring up out of the earth. They seem to appear out of the forest itself. The ground becomes it. They are no commoner is sure what is attracting them, but they are described as these long, multi-legged creatures with four long, spindly, like almost horns that rear back on its head, and two large pincers. What they describe is just a giant centipede. It's an easy enough monster to kill, if a bit complex in its in the strategy to do so. You'll need to be fierce with this. Its hardened carapace makes it difficult to pierce. You'll need to kind of strategize on how you want to go about this. And for Visha, I require a roll as if you're listening to the rumor mill. Let's have either, however you'd like to go about this. You can go about this by just persuading. You can try getting more sort of horror stories or war stories around the tavern itself. However you want to go about this. I can see seduction, persuasion, deceit.
I think she's going to do what she does best. She's going to use seduction here. She's going to, and not seduction necessarily in a sexual way, but more so a seduction that she is a person that can be trusted. You know, that she is someone you want to tell these stories to.
By all means, your roll.
15 as well.
Understood. I feel the need to remind you all that your guys' luck does exist. You guys can choose to use luck if you so choose. As well, your luck will reset at the beginning of every session. So why you're hoarding luck, I have no idea. It's so strange to me.
I'm waiting on it. I'm waiting on it.
All right, do whatever you guys got to do.
I got 4.
And it'll reset every session, bud.
Yeah, but I'm gonna need that shit, especially if, you know.
Nah. All right. So, with what you gather, Kura, I want to highlight some things for you as well. What they describe as a giant centipede. From your role, you know that they have the ability to burrow. They are essentially blind, but they have the ability to sense using sort of soft hairs on their body, and they rely on the tremors to sort of see. So it's a strategy you could choose to impose if you wish. You know that their weakness is their soft underbelly.
I got this.
And for you, Visha, with your role, before I give you anything, before I give you any more, anything on this, on what these commoners have rumors about, I would like you to make me one more magical training roll.
Okay. You're making me nervous with all these magical training rolls. 23.
Understood. Visha, for the first few times you go about the various inns and taverns in Bangleen, nothing comes of it really. And then someone traveling into Bangleen tells a tale of something made of stone or rock. Something that harrowed its journey into the town. But it let it leave. Once this merchant or this traveler's wagon was destroyed, he was able to get away on a horse, and it could have pursued, it could have chased. But it didn't. Maybe it was because it was too heavy or too bulky. Difficult to say. But to determine what this creature might be, Visha, I'd like you to make me an education roll, please.
Alright. Nope. We fumbled. We got a 3 and we fumbled by 9.
3, you're not entirely sure what it could be.
Okay.
There's a lot of creatures that have, commoners embellish as well. It's not even made of rock. Could be just has a rock hard carapace. Difficult, unless you'd like to bring it to Kura, who might be able to help you more, which I imagine both of you would convene on your findings, rather than just be like, I'm gonna go Witcher alone.
Yeah, no, for sure. Would come to Visha, to Kura, and be like, apparently there's a creature of storm attacked someone on their way in, destroyed their cart, but let them go. So perhaps something with sentience. I'm not entirely sure.
Which direction, do you know which direction they came from?
Did the person tell me
they came
which
from the
direction
east.
they came? From the east gate.
Where's my centipede?
To the south.
Nah. Interesting. To the south, there's a centipede monster thing.
Oh, gross. But, right, well, I guess it's just a matter of choice which thing you want to deal with.
I'll say this, Kura, you know that the bounty for the creature that you have discovered, 20 crown. But if you'd like to, with the description that Visha gives you, I'd allow you a Witcher training roll.
Oh, I will.
Roll better than me.
Why'd you gotta go and say that? I got a 15.
Hey!
This thing gives me a
15?
lot of 15s.
15.
Mhm.
What Visha describes could be an elemental or made of rock, but given the description that it let him leave, doesn't make sense. Rock elemental would continue chasing out of the territory. No, this creature is precise in its orders, and indeed it has orders. It's a golem. It is man-made, or more specifically, mage-made. And coming from the east, that is where Banard is. Someone placed something there to stop travel to Banard. And things begin to fall into place. Valeria is to travel to Banard in just a day or so. Somebody wanted to hurt Valeria. What you know of golems, Kura, they are man-made, and they will follow their orders to the letter forever. Unless taken out, unless destroyed, this will be here, seemingly, for centuries, unless it's taken out. The reason golems are made is because they are meant to guard or meant to block the way of something. If there's something a mage doesn't want you to get to. 2, you're attacking a mage, and said mage has had time to plan and prepare. Or reason 3, a mage has sent a golem specifically to kill you.
What you're describing sounds like a golem.
Oh! The east is Bernard.
Is where
Golems
Valeria's going, right?
in not but a day.
Did delay the centipede to escort your apprentice?
I don't understand. I don't why anyone would want to put something in her way. She's
Give me deduction roll, Visha. A reminder, you have luck.
I rolled a 16. Is that
So with luck,
good enough?
the
Or should
rule-
I use luck?
The rule with luck is you can use it before I tell you the outcome. You can use it after you say the roll, but before I tell you the outcome, it's up to you. Do you feel confident in a 16?
Ooh, you know what? Yes, I feel confident in a 16. Because if we're gonna head that way, I'm gonna need my fucking luck to go deal with a bunch of these fucking mages. And possibly a golem. So I will settle with a 16.
Okay. Visha, things kind of fall into place. You think about it. There were moments, and you said it yourself, you don't know what's watching you. And you know Cadfan is a powerful mage. There were moments where you felt strange. Passed very quickly. Cadfan is watching. Checking in on you, seeing where you are. And perhaps in one of these moments he saw Valaria. He's not an unintelligent individual. Perhaps he's gotten the wrong idea. Perhaps he thinks you are traveling with your companion to Bernard. Looking for ways to stop him, looking for ways to harm him further. Or perhaps he's being cruel. Perhaps he intended to kill Valaria for the sake of killing her, someone close to you. But Cadfan could make a golem. He's made more terrible things in the past. This is a block, a message. Cadfan still has a hold on you. Is always watching.
Visha clenches her jaw, and a look of pure rage comes over her face. A bastard. I think I know who made the fucking golem. My master is quite capable of making such a thing, and he is not above cruelty. To try to harm or worse someone close to me. Let me see if I can persuade Valeria to not go.
I wouldn't rule it out, but I also don't want a tunnel vision on it was him. This could have been any number of things. There's many other mages that can make golems. And it could be there for a number of other reasons than just Valaria.
Golem are very specific. Very specific in their objectives. They do not leave room for interpretation. It let that man go because it wasn't his target. And if it's not Valeria, it could be me.
Or it could have been Geralt, who was just here.
That is possible.
I'm just saying, there's other options. We don't need to tunnel on that one. Or stop Valeria from going, because isn't this like her dream?
Aye, it is. It's her dream. I want her to be safe. As safe as possible. A golem. Frankly, that's some serious magic. She lives here. Cadfan. Sometimes I can feel him watching me. He stayed silent for so long. I believed him dead. But now I know he's not. I could feel it. Perhaps we go with her then. At the very least, we handle the golem, and she can still go see the school as she wishes.
Agree. We help her, and if it's not after her, we're helping the town. So either way, I feel like it's a win.
as well, Kura, I'd like you, since you rolled so high on well, not so high, but high enough on information about golems, you would know the running rate for a rogue golem, having encountered mages in the past and such like that. The rate for taking one of these creatures out is 1,200 crown. As well, you would know some of their weaknesses. Electricity is a common weakness. You would know that if you were to try to prepare for this properly, you would need Elementa oil for your blade. As well, if you could get your hands on it, which is a little bit big of an if, Dimeridium bombs. Dimeridium being the substance that harms mages, that nullifies magic.
Just out of curiosity, you don't happen to know any zappy magic, do you?
No, that's not my area, not yet anyway.
Visha, you, with your protege, you're in her home. I don't think it's too far off to say that there are some texts here that you could learn from. As she's kept up on her own studies, she's still your protege, but it's a matter of you travel, and she needs to continue her studies. Perhaps, depending on perhaps some certain roles, she might have something you might be able to access to. She's also a source of, you could ask if she has access to electricity magic or concoctions or anything like that that might be able to help for this. Or you can keep her in the dark. Up to you.
No, Visha will go to her and will tell her. So, when we were out earlier, I spoke to some people, and turns out towards the east gate, there is a golem attacking people.
Doesn't make any sense. Not near any ruins or any mage towers or anything like that.
No, but you're not far from Bernard.
Far enough from Bernard to be... It wouldn't be here. It'd be at Bernard. What's its purpose?
Well, the person they attacked, the golem attacked, well, they attacked the cart, but let the person go. I have suspicions of who it might be. And as you'll have to be heading that way in a day or two, we want to take care of it. So, for safety, not just for the people of this place, but for you. So, you happen to know any lightning spells?
A couple?
Oh, fantastic. You want to teach me them?
We're going to fight this thing.
Oh, yes. Because if its objective is to hurt you, then that's forever until we destroy it.
I mean,
And
is
even
it...
if it's not, it's threatening your home. Wouldn't you feel better knowing that it's gone?
I mean, it's not really threatening my home now, is it? It's just kind of blocking the road, and we can fucking build another road.
That takes time. Aren't you going to Bernard in a day?
But...
You think I'm going to let you go by yourself and face off against a golem?
I feel like there's no good answer to this question.
Right, because there isn't.
Right. Well, you'll need time to learn then. This is an interesting turn of phrase, me teaching you things.
Oh, well, we can teach each other things. I travel, and as I travel, I learn things, and the same goes for you. You've been keeping up with your studies.
Aye, and, there are some things that I haven't had a chance to really sit down and look into. Perhaps we could learn together.
I think that's a great idea.
Count me in for the study sesh too.
I don't think they can do magic, can they? Like, no.
No, not really. They have their own kinds, but not the way that we can. Still, it'd be good to see.
So, out of character, some mechanical stuff. What Valaria is attempting to learn, and if you choose to learn alongside her, would take a week to learn. And would take 4 learning checks.
Well, I think it's worth it. So, yeah, Visha would absolutely take the week. I think there's also a little bit of a part of her that's like, this gives Nyoka a chance to come back. But also, she's mostly just trying to keep Valeria alive and unharmed.
Understood. So, during this week, we'll sort of time skip this a little bit. You're going to need to spend a week of learning and sort of studying from the tomes that she's looking into. What you're attempting to learn here is called Alzur's Thunder. It is a journeyman spell. Will take you a week to learn, and you're going to need to make 4 learning checks at DC 18.
Oh my god, okay.
So, if you fail one of these checks, it doesn't mean that you fail to learn the spell. It just means another day is added onto it.
Okay.
So, what I'm going to need from you, let's go through the days. 4 learning checks throughout the week. So, first roll is going to be your spell casting.
Spell casting. Basic or detailed roll?
I think this should be a basic roll, unless you'd like to use
Okay.
luck.
16.
16 does not beat the 18. So this will take a week and a day.
Lord! Okay.
So 4 more checks to
Alright.
make.
Oh my god, okay. Come on, dice gods. Be on my side. Alright, here we go. A 20.
20. For the first couple of days, it's a little bit difficult. And Kuro, you can see the frustration in your sister. As Valaria is a little more patient and understands that this is difficult. And Valaria has written a letter to Bernard that her progress has been delayed. She hasn't said why. She didn't reveal why she wants to handle this on her own. During the first couple of days, it's a little bit more frustrating. Visha struggles with this, but in a little bit of time, you can start to see the sparks form on your sister's fingers, and the magic begin to coalesce. Now, outside of flame and sort into static electricity. A second roll, Visha.
Hey. An 18 exactly.
I am so sorry, because I think I've said this to you guys before. In Witcher, Mage does not beat. I'm so sorry, Visha. Another day, and that progress curve you see is impeded a bit by perhaps impatience. Visha, correct me if I'm wrong, you have a lot of fire in your repertoire, correct?
Yeah.
A decent
Yeah,
amount?
it's very much I guess if you would count smoke as sort of a blend of air and fire.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's different, Visha. Fire requires a little more of a flow, a little more passion, a little more outgoing energy, some more rush to it. This requires a little more withdraw, a little more pullback, some more concentration, some more sort of condensing. And this kind of dissuades you a bit. So a week and 2 days. Let's have another roll. We need 3 more successful rolls.
Jesus. Okay, here we go. We're gonna get above. We're not. We got a 17. I think there is a moment where, like, she goes to do the thing, you see the sparks, and then it just doesn't go through, and the yell that she lets out is one of just, like,
pure fire and rage and you know, all of that. And I think like the candles around the room, like they go fucking super fucking bright with where it like burns the candles really quickly. And then she calms down and she's like, I don't know why I'm having such difficulty with this.
Well, after all that, do you feel better at least?
Yes, I do. And then she's like far more
All right.
perked up and optimistic after she threw the tantrum.
I think you burned her ceiling.
A week and 3 days. I need another. Let's see if how we doing.
I sent you a message.
I'm 23.
Progress. You can see that it's coming together slowly but surely. The flames become smaller and the static becomes a bit more difficult to deal with. And you're getting there slowly but surely.
Yeah, and that happens. She's like, okay, feeling a little more encouraged. And then I think she really tries to almost meditate in a way. She's trying to learn how to be a torch, something more condensed rather than just open flame, right? So she just tries to focus on that as she does this next roll.
By all means.
A 33.
Excellent. More progress is made. Kura, it's coming up on almost a week and a half. And the frustration is there. You can see. Essentially, Valeria has had to write another letter saying it's going to take a bit longer than expected. And by no means am I saying that it's Visha. It's both of them. These are two mages that are sort of not traditionally trained in Aretuza or Banhard or Gwyson Hall. These are two mages that had masters, and they are learning from a textbook, essentially. They are teaching themselves. So to say that Visha is struggling is not untrue, but it's the same thing with Valeria, but she's just taking a little bit more in stride. And finally, a fourth. Well, I can't say a fourth, but another roll. We'll see if this is a fourth successful.
Okay. Keep it calm, focused, scalpel, not a fucking butcher knife.
I would like to say that Kura, and she's reading through the text and stuff, but every time that Visha's having issues, Kura's gonna be there just giving her little nudges of shit.
Noted.
23 for the final one.
23. Finally, Visha, it happens. Outstretched hand. Off on top a hill that you want to let hurt someone. Even Valeria train. Kura, you witness it as well. Out spits from your palm, Visha. Not a gout of flame, not a torrent of fire, but a bolt of pure and powerful lightning stretches out into the distance, piercing the clouds. Done it.
I think Visha lets out like a whoop of excitement and jumps up and down, and she's like, "I did it." And it's probably honestly for both of these women the first time they see almost like a childlike version of Visha, and the purest form of someone who loves magic. So
that's you just see that kind of happiness on her face. And then of course when Valeria gets it, she shares in that joy with her, and there's that softness to Visha in this moment.
During
good to go.
this process, Kura, you wanted to take note and kind of read and do some studying of your own.
If I can.
Absolutely. What are you hoping to garner?
Well, mainly, I'm just going back to my roots. As the Griffin School, we covet knowledge. So any and all information is always going to be welcomed. I'm in a mage's home. I'm sure there's plenty to be gained here.
There is plenty to be gained. And what you can gather here, Kura, there's not a lot in way of direction on how to cast certain signs or anything like that. But you can piece certain things together. What you gather are ways to enhance certain signs. If you wish, you may also take a chance to learn what is the equivalent of a journeyman spell. It's an alternate sign form as you experiment.
Absolutely.
What you can gather here are two different types. You can either lean into your fire or your earth. This would be your Igni or the Quen, which is a fire or an active shield.
Obviously, I want the Igni, but I feel like I'm trying to protect somebody. I'm gonna do the Quen.
Well, I'll tell you this, as you study. You learn that the variations of Quen, the way that your magic works, there are limitations. Quen will be used on you and only you.
So then, yeah, let's go with the advanced Igni.
Same thing happens here, Kura. I will need, as you're kind of learning from a textbook, to take you a week and 4 learning checks. So for you, I am going to need a spellcasting roll.
I'm not learning crap. That
Oh,
was a fumble right out the gate.
A week and 1 day, and it's difficult, and it's unlike Kura, or rather, unlike Visha and Valeria, you don't have everyone to bounce this off of. You can go to Visha, you can go to Valeria, but it's signs are strange. There's small bits of magic, and what you could do, Visha, you can try to point things out, but it's difficult. It's difficult to equate it to what Kura could do. Another roll from you, Kura.
I think Isha does, try to help her, but it's really saying the things you can do are fundamentally different than a mage. You've got to dig deeper.
What you got for
That
me?
helped. That was a
Hey.
22.
Hey, we love to see it.
You hold Igni for a bit longer, before the flames begin to curl back on your own fingers, Kura, and you have to release it. You have to let it go. But you're getting there. Another roll. A week and 2 days. They continue to curl back in, and you have to release it. Having to release the flames. Another.
I think she encourages her sister by saying, "You cannot be afraid of the flame. You are afraid, you will hesitate, and that is when you'll get burned."
You gotta keep talking, all right? That was another 22.
And so you force them back. As they begin to curl, you curl your fingers in response. You force the flame from your palm. And it holds for a bit longer. Another Kura.
Yes,
I'm
I
not
think
going, so
she's
you're encouraging.
She, you know what I think she does? She takes the time, like in the evening, right before they're gonna go to bed one night, and she says, "Put out the flame with your fingers," and has her over and over again. No fear of the flame. You cannot show the flame fear. Put it out with your fingers. And she has her do that over and over again till the next day, and then she's able to try again.
25.
And when you practice again, Kura, your calloused fingers at this point, those small bits of ash and burn mark on your fingers, force it back. You hold it for a bit longer. Another.
The final encouragement she gives her is, you must be the flame. See yourself in it. Dance with it. It is like sword fighting. You must move with the flame.
Didn't work that time. 17.
Oh, damn.
And Visha, these words, this encouragement has helped up to this point, but Kura, the last bit has to come from you. There's nothing more that can be done. The rest is up to you. Another roll, please.
19.
And so you dig deep. And you cast Igni. And rather than just a wave of sparks and fire, a continuous flame. A constant stream of fire and sparks shoots from your hand. And you find it, you can hold it. And you look to your sister. And she's doing it.
He's overjoyed. She's smiling and she's like, "You did it! You did it!" Obviously we're in a place where we're safe. We're not going to burn anybody or burn anything down. But like, she just laughs in awe because to her, yes, witchers are different from mages, but magic is magic, and you're doing magic. So this is a thing she can share with her that strengthens their bond.
And as this happens, I will note, perhaps breaking up the sisterly bond a bit. This is a day before Visha finished learning her spell. So, do with that information what you will, Kura.
How dare you? No, she's so...
I'm gonna come all excited and just be like, I did the thing, look!
She's still proud of her. She's not envious. She's still proud of her sister. If anything, I think it just encourages her to dig deeper in order to produce her lightning.
Maybe it's that last
but yeah,
push.
Yeah.
And it works out. And Valeria looks at all of you at the end of this training and says, "Right, is that all we needed? Are we ready?"
Yes, I think so.
How long has she been waiting on us? I feel like she's been waiting on us.
Valeria is matched with, to keep things kind of, for brevity's sake, I've kept basically, for Visha's roles, that was going to be Valeria. If anything, she gets it just after Visha.
Yeah. Visha will look to her and say, "Yes, I think that is it. This should be good enough." She will take that, like, that final day. Visha will take the time to, like, prepare their bags, make sure that they have everything they need as far as supplies, and even making sure that her stocks are all filled up for her alchemy stuff. Just taking that final day to make sure they're prepared for the literal travel itself, now that they're more prepared for the thing they might have to fight. And then she will, I think she will go into Valeria's kitchen, and she will do something that she does not do for everyone, and she will make them a meal. Just a nice dinner for them to have before they head out. Yeah.
You do this, and you cook, and you sit, and you eat. And the meal is interrupted by a knock. It's far too late for visitors. Valerius is not expecting company.
No.
I'll see who it is.
Is there a window?
Yeah. Much like we just
First
detailed
time?
last episode, you could kind of go out to the balcony and see who's coming to the door.
Yeah, Visha will go to the balcony and look over to see who it is.
It's a light rain drizzling down tonight, and the hood is pulled up, but it's a small-framed young man. He kind of looks over his shoulder. He looks scared. He also looks like he's shaved his head recently, as it's still kind of white. Hasn't been touched by the sun nearly enough. He's traveling with a pouch on a satchel of sorts. Nothing more. No horse. He looks over his shoulder, knocks again.
Visha will hurry back inside and look at Valeria and say, "Open the door, see what the boy wants." And she'll actually go into the kitchen and take any leftover bread and maybe some tea that they were drinking, so that there's something hot for this man or boy to have once he's inside.
She opens the door and he says, "Sorry, I didn't expect to get in so late. I'm just called to come find a woman named Valeria. I was told you could help me." She says, I'm Valeria. Can I help you with what?" He says, trying to find safe passage. He shakes his head. That's what he told me to say. I'm looking for a king. Looking for a king in the woods. And Valeria seems to know. Come in, get some tea. And he steps in and he says, "Thank you." Kind of looks around and takes the hood off, and again you can see that the shaved head is recently shaved, not been touched by the sun. His ears are round, but there's a slight difference, a little bit of a point. He looks around. It's indicative of elven lineage. He looks skittish. There are some scars along his neck and along his knuckles, his fingers. "Thank you. I don't mean to intrude. I'm on the path, and I don't really know why this is the next stop. It seems the best to me to go in the opposite direction, to travel into around a route." She says, "Shh. You're at the right place. I have some other guests, and they can be trusted." He looks and says, "Who are they?" "Other guests. I was told that You lived alone. And he looks quite frightened. So Valyria tries to calm him down.
Visha will step out with the bit of bread and the hot tea. And she will go towards this a young man. And she will say, "Here, for your
You
travels."
step out and he takes a step back and reaches for what looks like a dagger on his belt. But his arm is
Only, however.
outstretched.
It's all right. It's all right. No one's gonna hurt you here.
I was told you lived alone.
Relax, we're not going to harm you as long as you're not here to harm us.
Lad, I told you they're safe. They're alright. He says, sorry, I don't. He looks at
We
you,
understand.
Kura. Another Witcher. Can't believe this.
Did you see another Witcher?
I did. Maybe a week ago.
What's their name?
What's it matter?
I'm
Well, there's-
Visha. She holds out a hand to shake the boy's hand.
He doesn't relax. He says, my name is Wizrold.
Right, Westworld. Okay. This is my sister here, Cora. She is also a Witcher, as you can see. We were traveling with a friend, but he departed us, and we didn't know what happened to him. So if you happen to know, we would appreciate it.
I haven't spoken. I haven't had friendly company in quite some time. She looks to Valyria and says, Are they guiders? Are they the ones that they're going to the ones? Are they the ones that take me? Valyria says, No, lad. This is just another stop. You still have a few more to go. He looks. You trust them? She nods. And you can see him relax just a bit. He lets his hand down rather than not reaching for the dagger. Visha, I'd like you to give me a human perception roll, please.
Human perception. 16.
That is not a normal reaction. Normally, someone puts their hand up to stop somebody and reaches for a dagger for defense. But this young man feels more comfortable letting the dagger go than putting his hand down. That is the reaction of a mage.
Isha steps forward, careful. Not wanting to spook the boy. And if you'll allow a little flavor here, she reaches out her hand so that their hands almost touch. And for a brief moment, she just allows like a little spark of her own magic to flow to him. We're the same. You're safe here.
I'm not safe anywhere.
Well, think of this like a lighthouse in a storm. You are safe here.
Give me a persuasion check, please. As a reminder, there is still luck.
There's still luck. Well, we'll see. We'll see if it's good. Okay, it's a 15. It's a 15.
Feels the sparks and the energy pass. Says, I just want to do my duty and get on my way. Valerius, your duty now is tea, lad. Tea, warmth, getting you out of the cold clothes. We'll discuss where we go from there.
Here, give us your cloak. We could put it by the fire so it dries off some.
He unlatches the brooch, and then you can see the clothes that he wears are tattered, bits scarred. He's been chased. He's been from the mud coming up to his about the midway up the calf. He's journeyed, he's walked, he's ran. There are marks on his body where you can see the clothing has been cut. He's been hunted. He's had a hard road. On his belt, you can see the dagger. On the left side, you can see a bundle, very carefully curled and rolled into what looks like a cartographer's tube.
Mm.
It has a wax seal and a latch. It's pinned to his leg. And the wax seal is cracked. The latch is worn from opening and closing and opening and closing. Hands you his cloak.
I will drape it over a chair by the fire so it can dry off. And she turns to him and says, "Where are you supposed to be heading?"
He looks to Valeria. And then she says, he's going to the elves.
See.
I've been making myself useful in these hard times for them.
There is a brief moment where Visha is looking at Valeria with deep concern because she knows what would happen if anyone caught Valeria doing this. But then there is a note of pride. She has deep pride in her protege. She smiles. She says, "As you should." Do we know where the elves are kind of being pushed towards?
I would say some cursory knowledge I can give you right off rip. Elves are being pushed, like full-blooded elves are being pushed out. Those of elven heritage or lineage are heavily scrutinized. Where they're being pushed is away from society, through scrutiny, through racism, through cruelty. It's out. They're not being pushed any one way. They're just not wanted. For anything further, I will require a roll. I think most apt would be education. Or if you are so inclined, I could see an argument for social etiquette.
I think that, quite frankly, Visha would not be concerned about etiquette. She tends to buck up against a lot of the social demands. So I'm going to choose education on this. 17.
17. Kuro, would you also like to roll?
Nah. Courageous would say that she fully supports lending the helping hand.
Understood. The 17, Visha, you know that there's a place where they could be safe. A place where they could find kinship, or at least a semblance of beginnings of kinship. The elves have been pushed from their homes. This whole place used to be theirs. Before them, there's a history of gnomes and dwarves. The elder races are being pushed back. But Dol Blathana remains a place of safety, the last refuge.
Oblathana is in which cardinal direction from where we are now?
This would be commonly called the edge of the world. Dol Blathana meaning Valley of Flowers in Elder speech. Or you look like
It's
you
like
know.
this way from where we are. So kind of south. There's no compass on here. I don't remember which direction that is. Is that east or west? Southwest. Right?
Southwest. Dol Blathana, technically from where you guys are, would be southeast, actually.
Oh.
Okay. So far as hell. But we are headed south. Interesting. Okay. And it's called what again? Dol Blathana? Is that
Dol
what you said?
Blathana.
Dol Blathana. Okay.
There is a refuge, and what you would know is that Dol Blathana is the last refuge for the elves. Getting up to where the elves have taken hold, that's commonly where they're thought to be. For those that care, the peaks of the Blue Mountains and all along that ridge, they're hiding. Yeah, it's when he said he was looking for a king in the forests, he referred to a very specific elf, the last elven king, they say.
So is your king of the forest in the mountains or in Dol Blathana?
I don't rightly know. I didn't count myself among their number until very recently, till a man made me see a path out.
Okay.
That is what I am more curious about, is what are you running from?
A monster. What else do men like me run from?
There's many monsters in the world. And I don't mean to pry or bring up unpleasant memories, but it is my job to help handle said monsters when I can and where I can.
You can't fight this monster. It's not possible. Though there are some that are trying. His name is Renwick.
There's a look exchanged between Visha and Kura because Nyoka mentioned that name when he was telling us how he lost his arm. And Visha then looks at the boy and says, "Hi, vampire. You mean?
You know him.
No, but
You can see his fingers twitch once more, Visha.
did you? You said you were with other Witchers, correct?
I encountered one.
Was it the Bear of Sintra? Or
Percy.
Nyoka? Cersei's a mage.
Right.
You know them. You know the bear and the woman that holds
Well-
the book. His book.
Well, I don't know them, but I know of them. Nyoka was with us not that long ago. He apparently was traveling with them first.
I don't know Anilka, but I know Cersei, and I know Ingrid.
Well, Nyoka, their friend, told us about the situation that they were dealing with the higher vampires. Rainwick was mentioned.
So he lived.
Yes, I suppose so.
Little
Took
worse
a piece
for
of
wear.
Nyoka with him. Hmm.
Sorry, this doesn't concern me. I'm finding safety. Path out. And he looks to Valaria and says, I brought payment. He takes off the tube, unlatches it, and lays out about 6 or 7 bits of parchment. And Kura, Visha, and Valaria, all 3 of you, can see these are rudimentary and rough along the edges. These are spells.
I have a question. Kind of out of character. When Nyoka was talking about Renwick and everything that happened, if I'm not mistaken, Renwick and the other vampires were trying to take over great many areas, correct? Okay. Back in.
Mm-hmm.
How is it not your problem? What we heard, they're trying to spread their influence as far as they can.
I'll tell you the same thing I told the last man that tried to get me to fight. I can't stand up against him.
Is that why
See.
you twitch every time his name is mentioned?
He clenches his fist. You don't know the things he's capable of.
No. But I understand his type. For Visha, the way that Renwick has been described, or his behavior has been described, and the cruelty that he exhibits reminds her of Cadfin. And she goes to this young man. And she says, I understand. But you can fight.
No.
When it matters to you, you can fight.
No, I'm sorry. The bard said I could find safety here. And I could find safety with the king. That's what I'm here for. I'm not here to fight. I am had enough days to recognize that I am a coward, and I have made my peace with that. So no, thank you, but you don't know me. I do.
I'm not gonna try to convince you really one way or the other. I'm just gonna tell you a straight fact. Say you're a coward. Run. Eventually, it's always gonna catch up with you. Eventually, you're gonna run out of places to run to. Do with that what you will.
Visha will look at the spells that he's kind of laid out, and try to make heads or tails of what we're looking at here.
Sure.
What kind of spells these are?
Give me a quick, since it's kind of, you don't have a whole lot of, I mean, you will have time.
Mhm.
If you want to look at this quickly, just in this moment, I'll grant you a roll here. Let's just call this, well, hell, let's use your magical training. Let's call that.
Okay. Let's do that. A 21.
21. What stands out the most amongst this, these are spells. These are spells that he's had to, like, retranscribe. What stands out the most is he seems to be very adept with fire magic, and favors that in his regard and his element. To be a mage is to channel the elements in chaos, and mix them and blend them and focus them in certain ways. He favors fire. What stands out the most is a powerful spell. Something that would mitigate all of this interaction, but it would take time to learn, and it likely is the fact that he didn't have time for this. It's a standing portal spell. Something that could be used to transport himself and possibly a few companions through time and space and across the continent. But again, this boy has not had time.
So he's offering up these spells as payment for him to have a safe haven for an X amount of time.
Correct.
Visha plucks up the standing portal spell, considers it for a moment, and then says, I think you'll want to keep this one.
I haven't. Have the time nor inclination.
You will have time. And I think a little patience and hard work, you'll be able to get it just fine.
And Valeria speaks up and she says, you'll have as much time as you need. We were actually headed to Bernard, and we're going to be dealing with something a little more dangerous, and if you'd like to be part of it, you may, but if not, you'll find yourself safe here. You need to stay for as long as you like. And he starts to kind of speak up and says, I was told you would guide me along the path. I wouldn't stay more than a day or two. She says, I can't. There are other obligations I need to take care of. But you're safe here. There are situations in place that you can rest here with free mind and free thought. And he says, alone.
Or come with us. And not be alone.
Safety in numbers.
A witch from 3 mages.
Yes. Headed to Bernard, where there are more mages. And not ones who will hate you for what you are.
I'm not entirely sure that that's true. I've heard some tales of the senior leadership at Bernard.
Aye, but what they don't know won't hurt them. Their secret's safe with us. So, this is the decision. Stay here, by yourself, safe. No one will come here. And then you leave when you're ready. Or, you travel together. Always can use good company. And maybe you'll learn something when we get to the school.
Visha, give me a persuasion. And a reminder, you still have luck.
This actually feels important, so I will use that luck for this persuasion.
How many points?
1. So I'm going
I
to just add
allowed-
1.
Yes,
Yes.
correct. You are.
Am I allowed to aid her since I'm also kind of talking to him?
I will allow you to aid by giving us essentially another bonus +1.
18.
That's with your +2.
Mhm.
Understood. And looks you both over. But it would feel strange to stay in someone's home without them being here, wouldn't it?
It would.
Very well, what's standing in our path between us and Bernard?
Oh, just a little golem.
A golem!
Aye. But we've got lightning. We've got a witcher. We'll be fine.
We've been practicing.
And that is where we will end today's episode of Ways of Old Lost Days. We will see the results of our companion's journey when next we meet again. Thank you so much for being here, and thank you all so much for playing. It's been an absolute pleasure, and maybe we'll see Nyoka next time and see what he might have gotten up to. But for now, thank you so much for being here, and we will catch you guys next time. Same time, same place, same heroes. We'll see you then.